Hello everyone, our lesson today is on verb patterns in grammar, and this is part 3, which means you have to watch part 1 and part 2. Now I've got one question for you, which is why are verb patterns difficult? So verb patterns are difficult. Why? Let's look at the answers. Number 1. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Verb patterns are difficult because A. Many verbs have many patterns. Think. After think, you can say that Mustafa thinks that you're right. So you can use think, and then after think you can use a clause. So think is a verb, that you are right is a clause. After think, you can use a preposition plus an object. What do you think of the party? So of is a preposition, the party is an object. After think, maybe zero object. For example, what are you thinking? After think, there is zero. We don't put anything. After think, you can use to infinitive plus sentence. Salah did not think to tell his friends about his party. Think here means remember. Did not think to tell, it means he did not remember to tell. So this is the first one. So verb patterns are difficult because many verbs have many patterns. So after think, what can I use after think? I can use a clause, that you're right. I can use a preposition and an object. I can use zero object, here nothing, here as you can see, after thinking. Or I can use to plus infinitive and then a sentence. So any person who speaks or writes English must follow this structure, this pattern, if you want, verb pattern. So I am going to use think. I have to know what I can put or use after think. Number 2. Why again are verb patterns difficult? Number B. Many grammar books and dictionaries do not explain verb patterns in the introduction or inside the book itself. They don't explain verb patterns. So you have to read the sentence and think, and then see, analyze, think what I can use after this verb. Very few dictionaries, tell you this, like the Coville dictionary or the Oxford English dictionary will tell you about verb patterns. Grammar books use different words to explain verb patterns. Some books use the words subject, verb and object, and some books use parts of speech: verb, noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, conjunction, preposition, interjection and determiner. So we have 9 parts of speech, and I explained all the parts in 2 videos for you. If you want, you can go to my channel and you can find parts of speech part 1, parts of speech part 2. So Matthew wants students to learn math. So in this sentence we have got want as a verb, and then I use an object which is students, and to learn math I complete the sentence. As I said before in my previous videos, anything after a verb is called a complement. A complement is something which completes a sentence. But this complement may be an object, maybe it is not an object. So as you can see, for example, if you come back here, think that you are right. This is a clause after think. It's like an object. After think of the party, we use a preposition and an object again, but here we don't use an object, and here we use to infinitive and then I finish the sentence. Sometimes we don't have, even a subject. We only have one verb. One verb is a sentence. Sometimes we have subject, verb, and that's it, full stop. So there is nothing after the verb. So the important information in this lesson is, I have a verb, I want to use it. What I can put in the after this verb. And this is the lesson for you, or the video for you. So it's important to understand grammar books use different words to explain verb patterns. Some grammar books would say a verb pattern is like a sentence structure, but this is not right. A verb pattern is about the verb. A sentence structure is about the verb and everything about, the parts of speech and how we join the parts of speech and how we join sentences. This is sentence structure. You can watch part 2 again slowly before you watch this part, as I said at the beginning of the video. So Taha wanted people to learn good manners. So here wanted is the verb. People is a noun, but it is an object. And to learn we have got here infinitive with to, and then good manners is the object after to learn. So verb plus noun plus to plus infinitive plus rest of the sentence. Verb plus object plus infinitive, verb plus noun plus to plus infinitive. So this is the structure of want. So you can say I want something, which means you use a noun, and this noun is an object, or you can say I want people to learn English. So this means after want I use an object, and then I use verb to with the infinitive, and then I complete the sentence. Number D. The English pattern may be sometimes different from the pattern in your language. So English is not like French. French is not like Italian. So the pattern, the verb pattern, how we use the verb in English, sometimes is the same in your language, sometimes it's different. For example, Arabic speaking students, they say I prefer tea on coffee. But this is wrong. We have to say I prefer tea to coffee. So in Arabic they put on after prefer. In English we use to after prefer. The same, again, this is the correct answer, and this is wrong, as you can see. So the verb pattern in Arabic is different from the verb pattern in English, and here I am speaking about prefer. Number E, many grammar books do not use colors in a way which is easy for students to understand. And this is confusing. They just use black, and that's why if you watch my videos, nearly 200 videos, I always use colors to show you, the correct answers, and to show you like this is different from this is the same, this is like here I use blue to show you the verbs, I use underline to show you what comes after the verb. And that's the end of the part 3 on verb patterns in grammar. Again, thank you for watching, and all the best in your learning.